Would you like some scissors?
Whatever.
I think I've seen footballs have a tougher time finding the right spot. Well, I already posted on my YouTube channel the stuff with Mike Haynes saying that he was trying to help turn in the illegal guns that Mawson had as well. I'll show you on the phone some of the stuff with the different people that were contacting me while I was recording that live. Um, when we turn this off, I'll leave this on or start it over with a new recording, and that way the stuff that is important to listen to offline, the important stuff with the crimes that were committed by TFCC, TCCHC, and all them, the evidence that shows they fucked around. Um, Also, I'm going to show you real quick. It's not just the emails and going through that and that. Um, it's also making sure that they have access to it. Um, Also, this one right here is called, let me see, what did I call this video? Um, God, hold on a second. Um, Another plea for help to safely turn in the corruption over the Natalie Bollinger case in Tillamook. So I'm posting these up here, and these are kind of some of the obscure, important information. Like, for example, some of the stuff that shows that it does go all the way back to Nebraska. This one right here is actually a link to. She worked for Nebraska State Patrol Troop E before she worked at Troop B. That's Lieutenant Gina Davis of Troop B now, and she is the contact that I have through Nebraska State Patrol. She was supposed to investigate my case, and her and a guy named Investigator Woods were supposed to come and get my evidence the day that I was making a recording of, you know how you were saying about how it's difficult to go places in a small town when somebody's got a protection order, like you can't avoid them. The town that I was in prior to this, it wasn't even like that. What it was is the police and other people giving me shitty advice. Instead of helping me to turn this stuff in, they're like, well, just stay away from them. Just stay away from them. So the day that I was supposed to meet with Sergeant Jones and her boss, who was supposed to come down with the truck to take all the evidence, I mean, you see this? This is most of what I had then. That over there and that right there is mostly what I got here in Tillamook. That too. This too. But this link here is just a quick 30-second link about one of her former coworkers who was a Nebraska State Patrol trooper, and he did some things with a 13-year-old girl you just don't do. I have a big fucking mouth, and I tell on everybody. I don't give a shit. Don't touch little kids. God bless America. Hoorah. This one right here is this is Amanda Daniels' excuse for not coming forward. Her brother. So ever since Natalie disappeared, I've had a whole bunch of these. What do they call them? They're special groups that try to weed out pedophiles on the internet. So they get on here and they pretend that they want to help me and they want me to send them some information, and I start sending them information, and then they say, oh, by the way, I'm 16. I'm like, I'm out. And that really fucking sucks, because if this is some legit stuff and they're legit being abused and they legit need help, then I should be able to help them. I should be allowed to help them. If somebody tells me that they're being molested by their dad, or that Eli Friend fucked them and they were fucking incapable of fighting back well enough to get away, I mean, that's shit that's probably pretty important for somebody to listen to. The shit with Eli Friend was completely fucked. when I had underage kids coming up to me at the Seventh Day Adventist Church while we're eating our food, and she's telling me what Eli did, and he's literally at that very same church, Seventh Day Adventist, and she's uh, God, I wish I could remember her name because she's for sure an adult now because she was only 17 at the time, and that was 2 years ago. I don't know what to call her other than the girl with the teddy bear backpack. Um, so Amanda Daniels, her brother, these groups were going through my friends list trying to find anybody that they could find to expose as a pedophile. So they found Amanda Daniels' brother, and when they found Amanda Daniels' brother, they fucking put him all over the news like, dude's in fucking shit creek. He's in prison. Rightly so. Fuck that shit. But because of that, that's her excuse why she never tried to help turn it in. Her excuse is that her brother is a fucking pedophile and it killed her mom. Like the stress of it. I'm like, oh my God, this is some fucking horse shit. With a lot of other people, like Candace, the stuff that I showed you with my sister being threatened and followed by the cops, the video that I just showed you from right before Joseph Michael Lopez's court date. Um, does it seem to you in that video like I'm out to hurt anybody?
No.
What did I state that I was going to do in that video?
Mm-hmm.
Should I play it again?
We can. Yeah.
I'm not sure if it'll record the video and play a video at the same time. I think that was what the issue was with starting it. That's why I played it before I played this, so you could verify it. I'll play it again after we're done, I guess. So after I get these sent to them, I guess I should go back to Sergeant Jones, Troopy. I was supposed to be turning in Scott DaCosta, and the day that I tried to turn in Scott DaCosta, Robert Franklin Warnick assaulted me while I was making a video showing how impossible it is for me to go anywhere in a town of 500 when basically as the victim I'm having to do what it is that the predator should be doing, going the other way. I was also going to bring up a map of Chapel, Nebraska, and literally show you how small it is, and show you where Dallas Richmond's house was at 41 Thompson Avenue, show where Brenda Dickinson's was at 44 Thompson Avenue. That way you know where I was staying when Natalie called me and was telling me that she was going to kill herself if I wasn't all the way already on the way to Virginia. I was at Dennis and Brenda Dickinson's house at 44 Thompson Avenue. When my sister came to finally try to help me to turn in the abuse, I was at 41 Thompson Avenue, right across the street at Dallas Richmond's house. Dallas Richmond's a severe alcoholic. I got a bunch of videos with him. We haven't even gotten to that yet. But what I've been posting up is the evidence that the day that I was supposed to turn that in, I was literally making a video showing that I couldn't go anywhere in Chapel, Nebraska without running into somebody who had either threatened to kill me, threatened to assault me, tried to accuse me of fucking coming after him when they were fucking drunk. I'm like, oh my God, why does everybody who gets drunk in this fucking town got to come be an asshole to me over shit that didn't happen? Like, it was horrible. There's a guy named Wendell McPhee. I've got a lot of stuff that's in the audio recordings, but not a lot on the internet. He was witness to a lot of stuff with, with the harassment, also with a lady named, fucking Christ, I can't remember her name now. She was just a really bad alcoholic out on the farm. So, obviously with me getting assaulted by, yeah, you should probably figure that out. But the situation of fuck, God damn it, oh, that hurt. So Gina Jones was supposed to come and see me. They did actually arrest, I want to say, well, her department in specific, Investigator Woods, ended up arresting, I believe, 3 of my predators in the Scott DaCosta situation, including the Dual County clerk. Her name was Polly Olson. But it's the same thing as here. They wanted to pretend that the Natalie Bollinger situation wasn't real, that people wouldn't threaten or assault me over it, you know. And I was showing you, these guys are literally still accusing me of killing Natalie Bollinger. And I try to show this stuff. Like, I'm okay with them telling the truth, but if they're going to lie about me, oh, that's not it. Hold on a second. This one, sorry, I got like 8 of them open. This computer's old. You see this one right here. My sister was in, when she was 12, she was in Nebraska and I was in Washington State. When I was 12, she was in Colorado and I was in Washington State. But like I was telling you yesterday, I've had to, these guys have actually reached out and gotten a hold of my friends and family in person. And these people have let me know that they're being threatened in person. You can see this right here. It's got Natalie Bollinger's name all over it, like literally Natalie Bollinger's name. This is sick shit. And of course, with people harassing him, that's not my choice. That's not my fault. He should have never targeted me to begin with. So another thing I was going to show you is, of course, how the wolnez thing started. And those aren't obscure videos. Those are pretty easy to find. And I know I showed you, did I show you the very beginning videos? All right. We can actually do that now. So you can see here, I've already posted up a bunch of links. This is what I've been doing literally all day. I've done this hundreds of times. I'm supposed to, it says right here, and these are the same instructions from the hospital with my name on them from 11/19/2022. Am I correct about that? Is that the same paper we read yesterday?
Yeah, it's one of them. Yeah.
All right. So if you notice here, like I said, I've been following instructions. It says, please continue to locate the time within each video for hard evidence required by the police to file an investigation, which I've been doing. And I do that in two ways. First, I put together a video where I can basically explain the situation and show a little bit of the evidence to basically as a time filler. This is mostly me bitching about you, not literally, but I did bitch about you a little bit. Did I tell you I bitched about you before we started the recording?
Mm-hmm.
All right, good. I wanted to make sure I wasn't hiding it before we got on here.
Why would you be bitching about me? Why would you be bitching about me?
Mostly because it fucking took literally all day. I didn't know if you were coming or not. I didn't know if you had gotten arrested. I didn't know if my paperwork was in the wrong hands. I didn't know if the crazy shit that I fucking hear about everybody is... I was hoping to God you didn't relapse.
No, I'm fine.
And that Andrew Wolnez wasn't fucking trying to dig through that shit. He doesn't have a right to it.
No, he doesn't come near me like that.
He shouldn't be talking to you about me at all.
Mm-hmm.
With him telling you that I'm schizophrenic and delusional, that's third party right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's not okay. But obviously he is doing this stuff. The instructions say to look for the time within each video, but there's literally thousands of videos of actual evidence. And also with this right here, I'm only picking one of literally hundreds of this guy's accounts. He has literally hundreds of accounts that he's made to harass me. And I'll block one and he'll make another one. And there's like six of them. And they're all friends and they fucking get on there. And the ones I was telling you about say that I'm doing telekinesis. The ones I was showing you the screenshots of them claiming that and claiming that I was. Yeah, so they literally use Natalie Bollinger by name as their excuse as well. Um, let's see, this is Tom. He's the guy when I first got to town, and I was telling you about that crazy stalker lady, Molly. This is Tom, the guy that she was fucking. Oh my god, dude, she was nuts. He's the guy that she was busting stuff over my vehicle for. He took some of his stuff when he left, and then she wanted to accuse me of stealing it. So he told me, well, I'll just tell her that I found it behind the building over there. I'm like, dude, if you tell her that, she's going to go running around telling people that fucking I stole it and put it behind the building over there. Would you please tell her the truth? It's your stuff. He also set all of his stuff behind my car so I couldn't move my car. And then he slept in a chair with a blanket over the top of him. And people thought it was me sleeping in the chair over by Fred Meyer's. I'm like, fuck. There's also people stealing my evidence in Tacoma. They stole a lot of evidence. They just kept on stealing it. I let a lady use my phone, and she stole it. The phone was only worth $20. I spent over $100 getting her a phone because the phone that she stole, even though it was broken and fucking ugly and barely functioned and all of that, it was full of evidence. Matter of fact, I still have it here somewhere. It's broke as shit.
Don't you have it backed up in cloud?
Dude, I didn't know how to do any of that.
Oh.
That's the thing is I was asking people for help doing that stuff, and all I was ending up with is fucking junkies stealing my stuff. Same as happens here. They promise they'll help, but with the police, the thing that binds them together is the thought that if they make a mistake, they might possibly go to prison, so they commit felonies to cover for the other officers. The druggies out here, whether they like each other or not, the thing that bonds them is the drugs. Um, some of the videos that are in those links include, well, a lot of stuff with John Stevens talking about God. You know him. Talking about God and also talking about beating ass and telling me about how when he goes to get his drugs, Andrew Wolnez is there every night, and he has to listen to Andrew Wolnez talk nonstop about crazy shit for 30 minutes just to get, 2 minutes his shit weighed out. And it's actually recorded on there, and I am pretty sure we can still play that while this recording is going. And that's where the second part comes in. The second part is in the individual videos, it says continue to locate the time within each video for hard evidence required by the police to file an investigation. So, for example, let's see, is it this one or is this another one where I'm piling them up? This is one where I changed the name of the video afterwards, and here's why. At my 9 minute. So literally what had happened is I was going to leave the library parking lot where most of the assaults happened. And mind you, I do not consider this an assault. He was beating on my vehicle, not on me. It does hurt because my back's fucked. But you'll notice I grabbed my camera and locked the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't get in trouble for that?
No.
What?
I was arrested for improper use of 911, told that it was a schizophrenic delusion. I'm not fucking shitting you, dude. That paperwork in this from Mary Lindsay and John Holland, yeah, no shit. course I'm trying not to shoot him. I'm also going to play for you Nathan, he's schizophrenic and has a lot of issues, and I woke him up with a telephone call. But in uh, some of these videos, when I contact people, they're kind of drowsy. Also, there's one where I contacted him at work, and it was about the wolnez thing, and we spoke about Candace, who everybody at the deli was telling me, instead of helping me to turn in the stuff they saw with their own two eyes, like Mona and Cynthia and Miranda, instead they kept on asking me, well, I thought I thought Candy was doing that with you. And the same thing with her husband. His name is Joe Marino, which is odd because Natalie Bollinger's boyfriend, when she was killed, one of them was Joe Marino, different Joe Marino. Um, and like I've been showing you, it, it's one thing to hear it. It sounds completely fucking ludicrous coming out of my face. But once somebody's seen it, they're aware. Now, what I had to do, I'm going to move it back just a little bit so that you can see that again. You'll notice I grabbed the camera, I do lock the door, and because he's kicking the side of my vehicle,
Right.
With the lady who somebody was running into the side of her vehicle at one of those not parades, but those gatherings that they have for their hate marches or whatever.
Yeah.
So one of those people was kicking the side of her car, and she went to try to get away from him, and he fucking rolled his ankle, and they charged her with attempted vehicular some bullshit. So while he's kicking my vehicle, I literally can only just sit there. Now, also, I had to, when I pull up to the stop sign there, or pull up to the intersection there, I got to look both ways, and I see Wolnez coming my way, like marching fast. I was told this was too grainy.
What?
Yeah. First, they tell me if I don't record it, it didn't happen. If I start recording as soon as the situation starts, they don't know how it started, so they can't do anything. And then in a video where I'm recording, and it's 7 minutes in when he starts this shit.
Doesn't matter what do that.
Right. That's exactly what I've been saying. But apparently, that's right here is a schizophrenic delusion.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Now that was at the library. Now pay attention here. This is where John Stevens comes in. I have about 30 recordings like that. That's John Stevens right there. And he walks off. Now, of course, what am I told to do? I'm told that when people do this stuff, I'm supposed to leave. Right? I fucking left, didn't I? Didn't I leave the library?
He followed you.
Yeah, and I had to wait for him to stop kicking my car in the front so I could drive away, so I wouldn't get fucking. Jesus Christ, dude! Why did people keep saying that shit? Like, I get the fucking horrible images in my head when people say that shit. I have seen some gross fucking. Oh my god. Sorry.
Not like that. Sorry. I'm saying I would have left.
Yeah, I couldn't. I would have. I have to be afraid that they would have done the same thing that they did that lady when that dude rolled his ankle kicking her fucking car. All right, I don't want to be charged with attempted vehicular manslaughter because some fucking asshole rolled his ankle on my car. So when he was kicking the back of my vehicle, he was running after my car and fucking hitting it. So this is the second time. Obviously that's not any more pleasant. The videos that he wants down are the ones where he's fucking assaulting me and calling me a pedophile and claiming that I killed a little girl in Colorado. Well, we're not done with this one yet. Let me show you this first. All right, I'm going to do something real quick that's going to require me to pause this. I'm sorry about this. So the stuff that I'm sending in that, I'm also trying to make sure that I put in this video in the link section as well. That way it's available to the public as well as available to the police. Anybody who wants to find it can see it. I'm not hiding shit. When it comes to human trafficking, let me show you on the map here. God damn it. All right, on the map, Denver, Colorado is right here. And all of these red things are roads. The roads go all the way around the United States, but pretty much dead center, the closest thing you got to a major city is Denver. Other than that, in the Midwest, there's jack shit till you get the other end of Kansas. So all of these different routes basically go around the United States, but they all basically make their way to Denver. So there's a lot of human trafficking that goes through Denver and goes through the I-90 interchange. Now, Denver's kind of fucking nasty, so it's mostly a bunch of rich bitches live right up here in Boulder who've got the money, which is unfortunate. So a lot of human trafficking in the United States goes through Denver, and a lot of the money goes through Boulder. As far as the connections to all that go, I don't have all of the connections to all that, but I do have the affidavits, the words of the victims, my personal experiences with the victims and trying to turn things in with them, how their disabilities were used against them. But it's basically like a wagon wheel. Everything goes to the center. The I-90 interchange is right in through here. It's really bad. There's a lot of people who go missing there every year. I'm going to show you some of the videos about the missing and murdered indigenous peoples across the United States, which has been kind of my project for a while. Finding missing people. I've been doing that since 2012 when my little sister went missing. Is that too much all at once?
No.
All right. So that's human trafficking organization in a nutshell. They don't have to live in Boulder, though. I mean, literally, they can live anywhere and do this shit digitally. You got ground idiots. Also, most of the time, human trafficking, it doesn't even involve people leaving town. For example, if you get a woman who's already strung out on heroin, basically, if you give her fix, you can attempt to trade her for goods and services. If she's not that doped up yet or not that addicted yet, then you get a den mama who befriends her and fucking gets her even more addicted, and then you take it away. Pretty soon you got overage girls and underage girls doing stuff in town that they're, you know how it is.
Craigslist, you know.
Yeah. He was wanting to give me information about the wolnez situation and try to turn it in safely. The problem is he walked up in the middle of a live video. This is literally the same exact video as this is the same one where Andrew Wolnez was kicking my vehicle twice. I'd driven from Center Market to Safeway, which is where I was told to go for my safety from, you know, people like Angie at the deli and Miss Michael back in the where they make cakes and
bakery.
Yep. Also, you know, those ladies who feed everybody that work at Starbucks, and they also volunteer at First Christian Church.
Okay.
Um, Mary, and she's got an older sister. I should remember her name. It's on here. And then they also have a sister named Miriam, who is a really important witness. But she's not here right now, which sucks. All of the Bible. Every fucking Bible that I had in my room. So John, I did too. I actually did. You know, I didn't go. Huh? I didn't see Mary. I'd offered him a ride to the room in my passenger seat. This is before wolnez, and I don't even have any proof that it's wolnez. I put it was a bald guy, so I thought it might be you. This is
You hear him, Andrew.
right.
Big voice.
No, I mean when they put sugar in my gas tank. I was told somebody put sugar in my gas tank, but I still drove on top of it because I didn't believe them because I didn't see any fucking sugar. And then my fucking car stopped.
Who's the person who's telling you did it?
Well, I was told it was Andrew Wilson, but I was also told it was a bald guy. Oh, do you remember Casey
Yeah.
with the van?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was doing
He owes me
some
fucking $4,000.
he was doing some pretty fucked up shit with Claire, and then he was also trying to pretend that he was sober and wasn't doing any kind of drugs. And the thing is that like he was, and the stuff with him always wanting to run off the woods to see you or to go see like three or four other different people every time that it was time to actually help either Claire or I is a
I was never in
situation.
the woods.
Well, that's what he was claiming he was doing. I never saw him go off and see you. I never saw him go off and find
Yeah, he
you.
was
That's what
avoiding
he
me
was
because he owed me
claiming.
$4,000 because he stole puppies. His bitch dog bred with mine, and he was supposed
I
to pay
was
me
there when that
spiffy.
happened. Your
And
dog looked like he was his. I thought it was going to tear off. He was backwards. Your poor dog was backwards. I've never felt so bad for a dog. I
I'm like,
mean,
oh my
oh
god,
my
wound
god.
care.
And then she was trying to run off on him. Like I told you both that was a bad idea. I
I
shouldn't have
didn't want
said
him to
that.
breathe in.
I
I didn't
didn't
know
mean
that she
for
was
it
in
to be, and I
heat.
told you so.
I didn't know that she was in heat like that. It was just meeting and greeting.
Well, he did some pretty fucked up shit to me for
Well,
certain,
he
and
took
he
that.
did
He
some
took
pretty
those
fucked up
puppies,
shit to
ran
her
off to
too.
fucking Portland, and sold them online.
He did a lot of messed up stuff. Also, I get treated like he's a delusion as well,
Oh
even though he
god.
went to several of these services with me. The problem is he was incredibly fucked up and didn't understand that we were there in a professional capacity, not for freebies. And, as soon as you go into one of those places about an abuse situation and you start asking for freebies, like they're, especially when you're almost entirely focused on just the freebies, it doesn't work out too good. So there's more with John Stevens because I also have a video a couple of days later, and did I show? I did show you the video or the audio of him assaulting me over by the Shell station. Those are by the Shell station. That he assaulted me twice over at the um, outside of the laundromat, in between the laundromat and the
Parking lot.
uh, no the what is it, Main Street. So in between there and Main Street, just going to the crosswalk, he assaulted me twice, and then he wanted to yell at me. And you're gonna tell me you didn't try to touch my balls? Grabbed his balls while he's saying it. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of people assaulting me and then saying I didn't touch you, like the Colby Prolifka fucking video. You get to see him swing at me twice. One of them fucking connected. You can hear it connect. Now, obviously, I didn't care that he connected with my fucking head. I didn't care that he connected with my arm, that my fucking phone was in. What I cared about was my phone. I don't care about people's piddly druggy bullshit. I care about putting a stop to, shit like that. So let's see. I'll scroll down to the other video because there are a few of them with John Stevens. There's also, sometimes I'm not able to record right at that moment, or this one right after the Robert Warnick assault when I tried to turn it in. He'd broken my phone, which is the same thing. You remember the two Lisas?
Yeah.
Lisa Simmons and
Lisa Parker.
So Lisa Simmons was super nice. Lisa Parker broke my phone because Andrew Wolnez and Scott Brown were telling her I was a pedophile. That's also where Masim Bajan wanted me to stop literally everything that I was doing in my life. And I had to go out to storage and spend like 2 days digging through stuff at storage to get my arrest record out so I could take it to Masim Bajan and go, dude, fucking stop. All right. Stop hijacking my shit. Stop telling me that you're going to go burn all of my shit in the burn barrel. Stop. Okay. She broke my phone. She fucking told you that I'm a pedophile. She told you I fucking killed a little girl in Colorado. I am showing you my arrest record, dude. This right here. Do you see anything on there about harming kids? Do you see anything in there at all about harming children? Do you see anything in there at all about anything sexual whatsoever? Absolutely not. This is what he wanted. He wanted me to bring him proof that I was not a pedophile. I brought him the proof that I'm not a fucking pedophile.
It's so weird. I keep hearing someone walking around out there.
Well, there probably is somebody walking around out there. There's 2 dogs that live here. One of them gets to walk around off a leash because he's not too bad of a douchebag.
That's why I took Gucci back home.
Let's see. I don't know if the live stream, is that still going? It might have shut off because we're eating up a lot of bandwidth, but let's see, where's the other one with him? Let's see. Oh, here's the one with Nathan. This is one of the Safeway employees. Like I said, they were getting onto the Safeway thing. Andrew Wolnez and his friends and some of these people, like the Ixith account and the Shapeshift account and some of their alt accounts, Fred Berner's account. Like I said, they were getting on and trying to pretend like I was taking pictures of kids' willies in the bathroom.
Ew.
Right? Speaking of you, at my grandma's funeral, this was in 2018, I told my sister, because she was letting me know that she had to move because people were threatening to kill her, or threatening to harm her anyway. So I was like, Tara, okay, here's how it is. If it gets so bad that people are literally harming Destiny in real life, you have my permission to tell people that I fucking raped you. I will literally plead guilty. I will fucking spend the rest of my life in prison. I don't care. You don't, dude. You saw what they typed about my niece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're goddamn right. When people are saying that shit and doing that shit, and those people are telling you that people are doing that shit in person, yeah, dude, this is my family. I don't give a fuck. I'll spend the rest of my life in prison. I don't fucking care. But you know what my sister said to me? Ew, I'm not going to say that. Yeah, my sister's actually pretty cool. She just, when people start using drugs and it's a little bit of use, it's not so bad, and they tell themselves it's not so bad. But then when they're so strung out that all they can focus on is staring at their tweaker cams and there's literally nothing there. I mean, right there, we're staring at a black screen because it's not playing. But basically, that's the equivalent of what my sister's got. You know those pictures that they have on the wall and the lights in the background make it look like the water's almost moving,
Yeah.
but it's still just a picture? That's basically what my sister has surrounding her fucking camper. And there's like 7 cameras, all black and white. So she's telling me that she couldn't help me because she has to go through her cameras. And when she showed me what's on her cameras, I was like, oh my God, Tara, I saw 2 birds. She's like, do you see that light out there? Do you see that light out there in the field? I'm like, Tara, it's black and white and fucking grainy. I can't see shit. It's literally black, except for the funky things that are coming off the lights in the background up by where Cabela's is. Like, no, Tara, I can't see the fucking the pair of eyes staring at you from out in the field. No, I can't see that in your fucking tweaker video. But also with the amount of other people that were telling me that that was happening to them and the seriousness of the situation and with what we were trying to turn in, um, I also have to believe her because that did happen to so many people. I did have so many people getting a hold of me, like Sarah Bacon, Nation Sarah Bacon. Um, let's see. Oh, this is later on. Let's see if I can find. No, this is man. This one is after he figured out that it takes me a minute to start recording, so he could just ride by my car and fucking kick it on his way by on his bike, or flick my antenna because it was on the driver's side and just flick it every time he rode by. When I was parked over by the Lutheran church, and he'd do that every day, and he'd ride by and say stuff like, um, "I'm never gonna leave you alone. I'm never gonna leave you alone."
Could you use some of these?
Oh, stickies for an EKG or
These are
EKG?
no, they're like
Foam pads.
no, they're for like hanging up things on the wall. It's like Velcro.
Oh yeah,
So you know, like
absolutely.
double sided sticky, right? You stick that on the back of that, and then you stick the other one on the wall, and then it's sticky on the wall. Velcro.
Very cool. So you want to see some more stuff that's apparently a delusion? Um, and this one right here is one of the videos from after, but I think the reason that I had it up is because it's one of the ones I haven't been able to go through yet to get all of the details that are in it. Where's the one with... Come on now. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find it, but I think what happened is that it was playing and I just let it go to the end. Let's see. And yeah, I definitely bitched because it took so long for you to get here. I also bitched that I didn't get to go down and get a telephone.
Huh?
I also bitched that I didn't get to go down and get a telephone.
Well, you still go.
It's 9:50 p.m.
Yeah, they close at 11.
I definitely can't make that trip. I'm down with going tomorrow, though.
Why are you just run my bike out there?
Let's see. Where's the other one with Nathan?
Yeah, I can run my bike out there and then come back here and set it up here.
Well, let's try to get some of this stuff knocked out first. Oh, here's some recordings with my sister the day we tried to turn in Scott DaCosta and Leslie Snell. She also admits that my little brother was charged with doing shit you don't do to your stepdaughter. It's fucking nasty. Sick shit. This is the video from yesterday, actually, and there's a bunch of links in it, too. Let's see. Oh, James Murphy. This is a video link with James Murphy, the guy who stalked me here from Hood River. This is with Rollins Police. I was trying to turn in child abuse, and this is how police treat autistic males. I couldn't know what the hell he was doing. I was right. Start blocking immediate hostility.
He's gonna citate you.
Yeah, citation. Also, when I asked him if he was going to come take my report, he said, "Yep." And then you're going to get to see it's great hostility. And girls are worth it.
What citation were you giving?
All right, so Rihanna was beating on two girls that weren't hers. They belonged to a mutual friend of ours named Amy Kalina Kingery. Amy was on the run because she was fucking couldn't stay off of goddamn meth. So Rihanna ended up, when Rihanna and I were going to work together to try to turn in the stuff that Rihanna knew about the Natalie situation. Like, for example, when her ex-stepmothers were terrified that Ted Bollinger was going to get a hold of them, I tried to get a hold of Rihanna to get them safe, to get her ex-stepmothers to a safe place. I mean, the horror stories that I've had to deal with, hearing from all of them about Ted Bollinger, like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude, that's I wouldn't want a dad like that. I wouldn't wish a dad like that on anybody. So what ended up happening is I made 3 phone calls anonymously because she just kept getting drunk and beating on these kids. The first phone call I made, the first 3 were all about physical assaults. The cops did show up out there, but they were out there because apparently somebody else was calling in from random and claiming that those children weren't being fed. No, the whole fucking RV park heard those girls getting beaten on. The whole RV park. So I'm certain it wasn't just me that called it in. Meanwhile, I have a fucking zero tolerance policy when it comes to fucking child abuse. You just don't do it. There's no maybes, or there's no, well, it's kind of okay. And no, it's not fucking okay. It is not okay to molest children. It's not okay to fucking beat on children. No matter how drunk you are, no matter how much you miss your sons, the fact is that it is not okay to beat on those girls. And those girls were horribly behaved. But why were they horribly behaved? Because the person who had the legal control of them at that point was Rihanna, and she was fucking getting drunk and she was fucking beating on them. So like I'm fucking trembling even thinking about it. Rihanna's dead too, by the way. Maybe it's mysterious circumstances. Maybe it's due to seizures from her drinking, which she definitely had. So Then I had to try to call it in 3 times, not anonymously, like just calling them straight up while recording it on YouTube and or recording it on Facebook, I think. Um, and I made 3 calls that way, and nothing came of it. So finally, Rihanna, I went down to talk to her. She wanted me to, I don't remember what she wanted, but I went down there to talk to her, and I was speaking to her about the situation. I was giving her money for coffee. She said, "Don't worry about it, I'll cover it." And I went outside, and she started. I told her, basically, here's how it is, Ran. You need to stop hitting those girls. And she decided that's not something that she was going to do. She wasn't going to stop hitting those girls. So I went to the garbage can. Well, first, I took the cup that was full of coffee and I threw it down on the floor, and I threw like $7 on the floor with it. It made a big old fucking mess. I'm not gonna fucking lie about it. And then, well, on the floor anyway. I think I had originally slammed it down on the counter and it fell over. But the whole thing is that it's a situation where I was just tired of it. I was done with it. Anybody who looked at the camera would have seen that she waved her hand at me and was letting me know that she's not going to let me pay for it. So when I spilled it all over the place, you're damn right, I fucking threw my money in there and I fucking yelled at her too. I'm like, I'm going to make sure that this is turned in. If the cops won't listen to me, I guarantee they'll listen to you. And I went and I grabbed the garbage out of the garbage can, and it wasn't very heavy. And sure, I could have taken the whole thing and dumped it all over the ground and everything. But instead of doing that, I pulled the garbage out of the garbage can and I set the whole bag down on the ground. I'm like, that's enough fucking work. And I went to the other one and I did the same thing. I pulled it out and I set it on the ground. I'm like, fuck, my back is killing me. God damn it. So then I left and I went and tried to fucking turn it in again. And fucking no luck. And I was like, this fucking sucks. If Rihanna doesn't call me in, then they're not gonna fucking investigate any of this. So this is the result. I called the sheriff's
You didn't
department.
call the CPS? You should call the CPS.
Yeah, you can go ahead and tell me who I should have called all
I'm saying,
you
did you
want.
call CPS?
I called who I was told to call. I was told to call the sheriff's department and told to call the police department. They were having this
I
jurisdictional
called
boundary
Child
crap.
Protective Services.
I didn't have access to all of that. My phone was barely functional,
Gotcha.
and I was having to borrow other people's phones because all my stuff was fucked up.
Gotcha.
I had zero fucking dollars. Every penny that I had, I was depending on Rihanna for, and that's not what I was there for.
Gotcha.
I needed help getting my disability money back. That's, like I said, the police arrest me. If they keep me longer than 30 days, then I can't get my disability money
Right.
back until I find another human being to help me and have an address.
Gotcha.
So in this situation, obviously, I'm living out of a fucking Jeep.
Yeah.
They've taken away my disability money, and all I have to do is get an address, a steady address, and they'll reinstate it. That's literally all I needed at that point, because I already had the evidence that I had been released from jail. They didn't give a shit, and this gets really fucked up. Yeah, another cop went through. And see, I extend my hand. Yeah, he told me he was giving me a citation. Does that look like a citation?
No. He was putting you in custody.
Yeah, he did. They also assaulted the shit out of me and lied like a motherfucker. Then released me out into the cold without even a jacket. It was fucked. He's just talking down to me. I'm sorry, it's not loud. He's literally just going out of his way to be the biggest goddamn douchebag he can. Close enough. I did pay for it. If they bother with getting the cameras, all right. So I'm going to pause this because Rihanna was getting a hold of me later on, and she said that the reason that she did that and the reason that she lied about it is because she was mad at me. Yeah, that's recorded as well. So like this whole situation, I had to literally plead guilty to breaking something that I did not break because they stole my computer here that I needed for court so that I could turn in Scott DaCosta, so that I could turn in the stuff that was happening to my sister at the time, so that I could turn in the stuff with Rihanna, and also so I could turn in the child abuse in Colorado. Like this stuff was really fucked up. Um, and so I let them know that there's a bunch of evidence of the child abuse in my vehicle, and they can see that they're being recorded on this. They don't want this going to court, especially after the fucking child abuse thing comes out, especially if, it requires them actually looking at evidence. Later on, Randy Ingersoll was getting a hold of me because she was getting sober and having a conscience about everything that she did. She told me that they did eventually charge her with child abuse, but that they dropped the charges. The reason they dropped the charges is because if they hadn't dropped the charges, then they would have had to let me go. They would have had to give me my evidence back, and I could have sued the living shit out of them. Basically, they just kept my evidence for, I want to say, close to a year, and I had to go plead guilty to a crime I did not commit in order to get my evidence back. One of the people involved in the situation, all the way going back to Natalie and Alicia Bollinger hanging out at the library in Boulder, Colorado, Brandon Ratner knew them both. He also knew Maddie Boa. So he was also involved in, believe it or not, this situation, because he's the one that brought me to Rawlins, Wyoming later so that I could plead guilty, so that I could get my evidence back. That was literally this computer that I'm using here. This is literally the computer that I recorded that with. This is literally the computer they stole for months. I had to work with another HP or an IP, some sort of ThinkPad or something or other, and it wasn't able to do hardly anything. So it didn't have a camera that worked. I had actually, Brandon Ratner had taken me to a pawn shop to buy that computer because I had bought that computer before I had the money for this one. So I literally had two computers after Natalie disappeared. I had to buy them both after Natalie disappeared so I could go through and find the electronic evidence of all the threats and harassment before Natalie was killed, all the hell that they'd put me through. And I just had to buy more computers, buy more phones, buy more. Everywhere I go, I deal with another Tim Beeson. What's a Tim Beeson equivalent here? That would be Andrew Wolnez, yeah, or the Maddie Boa. Their version of Maddie Boa here is Andrew Wolnez, except girls don't generally do the abuse themselves, they generally have a boy do it. Hence the lies. So in this, they actually do arrest me and they get even more hostile. I have to fucking
Yeah,
believe him
lie.
is bullshit, but he's lying out his ass the whole time. They know that they've had multiple calls. They know that I used my name when I called them the last three calls. I had called the police department and the sheriff's department. I got conflicting stories. All right, well, we're not going to be able to hear most of that, but I'll, see it's 23 minutes long. And yeah, they did end up arresting me. This guy was just an ass. It's not going to do us much good since we can't hear it all, but it's there tomorrow and it's not fucking 10 o'clock at night. I know you got court,
8:30.
but tomorrow I can turn it up louder and I can attach it to the Bluetooth speaker and we can actually listen to this whole thing. Not all of them are that bad, but yeah, Jesus goddamn Christ, holy shit. And it's like that every time I have to turn in a crime. Like I literally can't get them to listen. I can't get them to understand. Andrew Wolnez keeps doing this shit. Brianna Ingersoll kept on doing that shit. Like it's not like it was just a one-time thing and it never happened again. No, it kept on happening. It's not like Brianna Ingersoll only drank one bottle a week. No, she was literally going through, a bottle of Captain Morgan every single day. And she's fucking tiny. She's like a 98-pound woman. And you want to, say, oh, well, a 98-pound woman can't hit too hard. Well, I'm going to be perfectly honest with my opinion on that. Both of those girls were capable of beating her up in single combat without an issue. The problem is that they were children and they were fucking scared because they've got a grown adult in a fucking position of power who's fucking smacking the shit out of them because she misses her kids. Not because they're being naughty. She didn't smack them when they were naughty. She smacked them when she was lonely because she was missing her kids. I'm like, Rana, you can't tell me that it's okay to fucking smack the kids like that. You didn't smack them when they were being naughty. If you'd have done it 2.5 hours ago when they were doing that shit, it would almost make sense, but I would still turn your ass in. It's fucking bullshit. So, what ended up happening with that, since they released me out into the cold and all I had was a fucking shirt, I went to the hospital and the hospital explained to me, well, basically, you got to pretend that you're suicidal or we can't help you. I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking retarded. Are you fucking kidding me? Now, that was already a plan that I had just in case of emergencies, but when I got there and realized that was the fucking case, I was like, oh my God, this is not okay. Then they were saying that there's this guy, Mr. Biggs. What a fucking name, right? So this guy's their mental health guy, and he's supposed to come see me, but he's on vacation. So I get locked in this room for like 3 fucking days while being completely ignored. Except for the first day where for some odd reason the girls who worked there was 3 of them, kept on coming to check up on me in the shower. I was like, what the fuck? Are you staring at my 3 cranberries or something? Fuck. I didn't understand why they kept coming in. After that,
My 3
just fucking
cranberries.
ignored me. Yeah, after that, they just ignored me, and I had to fucking do desperate shit to try to get somebody there because they were socially isolating me because I needed a fucking jacket because it was fucking freezing out. Meanwhile, I've got verification from multiple locations there that the sheriff's department was calling up all of the places that get vouchers from the churches. Well, he was calling up the churches and telling them specifically not to allow me a voucher. They wanted to make sure that I wasn't allowed to have a place to sleep, that I was stuck out in the cold without a jacket. It was fucked. So, obviously trying to turn in abuse is not a functional thing. It's stupid. You got to go to the police alone as a homeless person. They make it fucking stupid. Um, let's see. This one's pretty important, I guess. It's some of the youngins who threw the fireworks under my car and me going to the Safeway staff at the front counter.
Is that
Junkies.
here?
Hmm?
Is that here?
Yeah. It says top selected. So there's a few of them that are apparently missing. Oh, this one. I think this is the one where he beats up, Kyle Moore?
Yeah.
Yeah. Over 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's one of the ones that I haven't gotten to yet. You know how the last one I was able to, click on just the time in the comment section, but on this one that's not done yet. And you also notice that this one is from over 2 years ago. That's because by the time I'm able to get somebody to help me to turn in one of these situations, Andrew Wolnez has already fucking pulled his shit 10 more times or more with his friends and extended friends and family members. And these internet nut jobs have already made 2 to 3 dozen more accounts that I've already blocked. I mean, I'm fucking overwhelmed with people not understanding how much I have to deal with it. It's a ton. And then, of course, there's the police with their hostility and lying to me no matter what. I got to fucking break the law to protect children, you goddamn right I will. Am I incorrect? All right. There's also Hood River, same thing. There was a 16-year-old girl there who was her parents weren't allowed to have her, so she was basically an accepted runaway there, and she was trying to turn in some abuse and stuff. So she's also recorded on my channel. She's the one that told me to go to. I want to say her last name is Red Feather, maybe. But she was one of the people at the child abuse place there in Hood River, or no, in the Dalles. And like everywhere that I went as a homeless person, obviously I got treated that same exact way. They wanted me to go to this place for housing. They're mental health specialists for housing. I'm like, what the fuck is with you guys and your trip on housing? Like, if somebody assaulted me, what the fuck are you talking about housing? I was literally just assaulted. What the fuck are you talking about housing? Why the hell is housing even being brought up? And that's everybody's form of advocacy when you try to turn this shit in as a man. Also, so this right here, so Amanda DeMette, and I do have recordings with her too. She was in control of some evidence for a tiny bit, but she had already told me that she wasn't willing to turn this stuff in or help me to turn it in, even though she had originally said she would. She changed her mind because some of those web sleuth groups that they still get on my YouTube channel, by the way, from time to time. But obviously they haven't busted me trying to touch little kids because I'm not interested in little kids. So this is Jamie Daniels. This is Amanda Daniels' brother. She got married and became Amanda DeMette. He was actually busted by one of these predator groups that targets me. So, as much as Amanda DeMette wants to be pissed off that her brother was busted because some people were fucking creeping on me, I'm glad. I'm glad he's in prison. I'm glad he's behind bars. I'm also never ever worried about that ever happening to me because voila, I'm not interested. So, let's see. We were going to go to one of the physical assaults, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm actually going to take it off of this and make this a YouTube, and that way we can open up another one of these. I'm hoping this will stay open. That video that I played before we started recording, that video was literally right before Joseph Michael Lopez court when I was trying to turn in the police. And there's also the one afterwards where they were escorting me out of the building. Obviously, something happened in between those two. And it's obviously a situation you've gotten to see. I don't go just fucking screaming for no reason. When Chris Stafford come at me, I didn't even address him until he got fucking close and swinging, and then I raised my voice. And it's the same thing with Wolnez, except yesterday when I was having to yell across the street at you and Tiff because I'm not going to fucking walk his direction. That's definitely stupid. But again, like I said, they want me to move somewhere else every time somebody fucking targets me. And over the Natalie Bollinger shit and these A&E things that are incapable of being honest, obviously if I move to Memphis, Tennessee, I'm going to have to deal with the same shit that I've already had to deal with in Carbon County, Wyoming, and Dual County, Nebraska, and Multnomah County, and fucking Tillamook County, and this whole country sucks. Can I get a cigarette from you? I keep looking for mine and rambling as a result of I just found my last one. Oh, nice. So, you think Pun and Tiff will actually keep their word?
No. I would be shocked. Because they'd be over here if they were.
Yeah.
We should really stand out here on the corner and fly a sign.
Well, yeah, I saw her flying a sign. I definitely know that all that money's gone.
Yeah, right on a piece of foil.
And I speak about having to worry about that. But also, I'm in a desperate situation. I wouldn't be still desperate for their help if it weren't for the fact that, number one, they were witnesses, and number two, they absolutely were victims of some of these people. But the thing is,
they're not victims of anything.
I first went to them in 2023 over assaults by people here in Tillamook over the Natalie Bollinger thing, and Pun absolutely did put a stop to that. Him and Scott. Wait, is that the new pair? All right, good.
Yeah, they're brand new. Oh,
yeah.
Those are yours. These are mine. That's funny. These are brand new.
I have 8 pair. Every time I go down to the
so
center
funny.
market.
Yeah, that's so funny, bro. Same pair. Brand new.
Every time I go to the center market, I end up either getting something to eat or getting a tool because it's fucking 11 at night and the lumberyard's not open. If my scissors fall behind something, and like you didn't see this thing 4 days ago, I was sleeping in a little ball right here. And my sugar was right there, and my pea container was right there, and my water container was right there, sitting on top of my air compressor.
Comfy.
People kept no, it wasn't. People kept bringing me stuff. It fucking I still hurt. Also, I did pull out some of the stuff. What I was gonna do since you weren't here is I was gonna spend the night making a video offline where I was um, literally reading through all of these and then download it. Start making another one as soon as it's finished and start reading the next ones
Upload
and
it, you mean.
download or upload. Yeah, see, I'm not getting the words right, but you know what I'm saying. It's completely different from, oh, your car got stuck in the road. He's a fucking pedophile who's threatening to kill 2 underage girls in Virginia. Hey, everybody, look at that, look at that, look at that. His car's stuck in the road and he's got a broken phone. He's gonna fucking go rape your kids and fucking kill your parents and all that shit. Sorry, I went off on that tangent, but that's literally all stuff that people have insinuated, said, and fucking typed at me. Um, there they are. Pulled them out of my ass. So yeah. So I've got a recording with him from when I got out of jail. I'd already been informed about him from
He's compulsive, habitual liar.
Yeah, he also was threatening to
Preys on an
kill.
elderly.
He was threatening to kill Mary Palominos or Esmeralda Palominos. He was also threatening to kill me. He also admitted to me that he was convicted of raping his sister when he was 12. And he also was fucked up on meth in violation of his orders. And he also wanted to fucking follow me all over town, no matter where I went, talking nonstop, all sorts of fucking crazy tweaker bullshit. I almost lost him at the hospital, but I tried to ditch him while he was in the bathroom, and I came out, and he fucking come running after me. I'm like, oh my God. Jesus fucking Christ, what the hell is going on here? What did I fucking do? Okay, so this is one from Bradley Yukich. Remember I was telling you about the phone issues with the officer, or with the public defender? Her name was, hold on a second. Fuck, I'll remember it in a minute. But this is about that phone call where she was pretending that I was yelling at her on the phone. My attorney was doing that. She was, well, like I said, as soon as somebody starts playing victim, I don't fuck around. I'm done with that shit. If you're gonna fucking assault me and say I didn't hit you, Andrew Wolnez did that. Fucking Colby did that. Um, Chris Stafford did that. Like fucking, you got no idea how many videos I got of people fucking assaulting me and then saying they never hit me. I never touched you. I never touched you. So when you're not here, that's mostly what I'm going to be working on, is getting that stuff collected and getting it put together. We do have to try to find a schedule somehow to get us here at the same time, because like I got other stuff that I got to do, but without the phone connection thing, obviously I literally have to just wait here.
Well,
it's kind of like when Tiff said that she came over and yelled over here.
no,
I'm not gone enough for somebody to be able to do that. Whenever I hear somebody's voice out there, I do, stop talking to my videos and ask if there's anybody out there. Did that. How about Mike Haynes?
What about him?
Well, he's one of the other witnesses who I gave the telephone to. Do you think he'll actually help turn it in?
No.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten a hold of me yet. So basically, I spent $120 on telephone, or $110 on telephones for no
Junkies.
reason. Yeah, well, I said the same thing about you 2 years ago. Fuck, I think I might have said that about you right after we were talking, when I was telling you about the situation with Stormy, when God, what's that dude's name? When Photius was parked across the street, and you were telling me that nobody's going to do anything while you're there.
Yeah, I was right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I fucking called you a junkie right after that because you hadn't seen anything and you were pretty opinionated. Although the opinions you had at the time definitely changed. I'm certain of that because the words coming out your face when you watch the videos. Um, Shit, I wish I could remember which one I was going to look up and show you. Oh, God, that fucks with me. All right, it's still going, so we're good. Um, it's a thing where with him literally, calling his family and cursing at him and threatening them and shit like that, because basically at that point, that was a couple of years ago, he basically had a choice between, all right, I can either knock off my fucking tweaker bullshit or I can try to be a dad. And he decided that he wanted to be a full-time stalker instead. And he's kept at it. Like, I'm not fucking kidding. Um, Nearly the entire channel, a lot of these have been referred to me or shown to me by people on my channel. They don't even have my name in them, but then of course they're telling me that there's messages to me and stuff about me, and of course there's the ones that do have my name on them. And obviously he's still at it. He obviously watches my channel. When my channel is full, he'll make a video for me and people let me know about it. This one says shenanigans, but the picture is from True Crime Garage, which is where Natalie's mother and also the detectives in Natalie's case. You got to see the video where I was saying I was going to turn them in. I used a nice calm indoor voice for that. Um, this came out way, way after that happened. Way after that happened. And obviously, the cops, knowing I was trying to turn them in, did everything that they could to make sure that I couldn't. Like I said, all they have to do to stop their victim from turning them in is press false charges. All they have to do is pretend that, all of this stuff from Andrew Wolnez and all this stuff from the Ixith profile and the Shapeshift profiles and the Ted Burner profiles and the stuff from Kara Johnson Miles and the stuff from, I've got literally 10 years of this shit. Natalie was killed in 2017, like at the very end of 2017. But the assaults against me started in 2016. The hospital records from Chesapeake show that it was 2016. What I am going to play for you is the sober lady who is going to help me. And we'll play that offline because I'm trying to keep her information secret because I do believe her when she said that the reason that she tried to run over those kids was because they were beating up her son because they were confusing autism for homosexuality. Yeah, that's one of the three people that are autistic that I've heard about that happening to from their parents just in the last 6 weeks. They were beating the fuck out of him. But with all the jokes about autism, and then of course we got fucking idiots like Greta fucking Thunderfuck or whatever her name is, and then that mentally retarded girl in Colorado that pretends to be autistic. The only reason I call her mentally retarded is because how the hell can you think that wholesale slaughter of animals is an autistic trait? That's just, that's some fucking serial killer shit there.
Yeah.
And her name is Temple Grandin.
I'm autistic.
Hmm?
I was diagnosed with autism.
Well, is there a difference between autism and mental retardation?
No, retardation simply means to be hindered or held back.
Retardation means
Retarded.
slowed down.
Retarded means to be hindered
Slowed
or held
down.
back.
Slowed down. It literally means slowed down.
To retard, no.
I
To
have
hinder
the
or hold back.
dictionary,
Yeah.
and I also have the Title 42 USC definition.
Yeah.
I use the Title 42 USC definition, unless it's somebody who insists on treating me like I'm retarded. Obviously, he has a lot of unpleasant things to say and wants to call me a pedophile and over and over and over again. And then, of course, he doesn't want to be called that back. That's the thing, is that it's not just Andrew Wolnez, it's Andrew Wolnez. And, like, there's at least 25 people who have assaulted me in Tillamook. Most of them only assault me once. I never find out what their name is, so I never get to turn them in. I spoke about Scott Brown on like 6 different occasions before the situation with Mossum swinging a pipe at my head when he wanted to yell that I had killed a little girl in Colorado, and then he wanted to state in court that the only reason he had said that is because everyone there at the soda machines was talking about it. I'm like, no, no, that's definitely not the case. The only reason that I didn't turn your dumb ass in is because I didn't know your fucking name. He was there from day one. You can even see his leg go by, and you can see his fucking tattoo. So in these ones right here, he literally accuses me of killing Natalie Bollinger by name as his excuse for doing this stuff. And the stuff that his daughter sent me, I mean, obviously, you know, with Whitney being afraid and with the other stepmothers being afraid, and with apparently there was one of his sons was trying to get a hold of me, and I didn't know that. All I knew is that one of the youngins that was down there told me, hey, one of Andrew Wolnez's kids is trying to get a hold of you. He's fucking threatening his own family, and they're trying to fucking do something. And I wasn't sure what was going on with that. I figured either A, it's somebody from one of those wannabe, you know, you're interacting with children fucking pervert sites, or it was maybe legit. And so I talked to Mona, who was working at the deli at Safeway, about it, and she said that her friend, that she had a friend that was one of Andrew Wolnez's kids, and that she might have been the one trying to get a hold of me because she was going through some similar shit, and she'd ask. So then Whitney got a hold of me and was sending me those messages and let me know what her dad was doing, and that he's got a history of doing this to people. Like he's literally a full-time stalker. And I had to deal with the same stuff in Chapel with a guy named Chris. Fuck, what's his name? He's got a brother named Cody. Fucking Christ, I went to school with them, for shit's sake. Well, Chris was one of the people that was running around Chapel, Nebraska, telling people I was a child molester and a murderer, and telling me he was going to run me out of town. We got a bunch of videos where we can play that. I can also show you the stuff from Warrenton. Same thing. It's exactly the same shit. I go to a place for help. Cops come and harass me and claim to those people that I wanted for murder in Colorado, and then they leave. They don't arrest me. And then later on, I got to try to find out the officer's name. And then it turns into me being fucking treated like shit because I recorded the fucking cops. Or the fucking crazy ladies that wanted to laugh at me when I asked the cop's name. Like, Jesus Christ. The guy there that wanted to get out of his vehicle and fucking follow me. Like, this is just over and over and over again. And of course, I got to send all this stuff to the lady in Colorado. Remember, I was telling you about the day that I was supposed to turn that in to the state troopers, and instead, while all that was going on, I had to deal with registered sex offender Robert Franklin Warnick assaulting me for making an evidence video. Basically, like if Andrew Wolnez was to have just me, you know, he can easily stay away from this block, no problem. If he sees me, he's on a bike, I use a cane. I literally cannot run away from him. So I have the protection order. It says that he's not supposed to be inside of me. He can go the other way. He can be the guy to go around the block. And because of the protection order, he's supposed to, but he still doesn't, as you got to observe yesterday. It makes no fucking difference to him. So, this right here is actually the piece of paper that resulted in me being treated like a human instead of them just assuming what they were told is the truth. Deputy Taylor got in a shit ton of fucking trouble for signing that. I took that to every mental health evaluation, every single one, because without that, they wouldn't have looked anything up. They'd have assumed what the cops were telling them was the truth. And if you look, it says 277 at the bottom. That's Deputy Taylor's number. He was trying to help me to turn in the situation with Christian Amata threatening to kill a little girl. The girl that he had his penis in her mouth. Him and another inmate, actually. And that's in here somewhere, too. The dose thing, let's see.
I can't believe anything comes out of his mouth. Nothing.
2/3 at 11:42 p.m. Dose has not stopped, but at least Palominos isn't blaming me for Dose's bullshitting. And 2/3 at 11:55 p.m. After walkthrough, Dose tried antagonizing me again. I kept ignoring him. 2/4 at 12:40 a.m. Dose trying to force himself to puke. He is not doing a good job of faking, so he needs to be able to show some vomit to get real attention. He doesn't have the ability to fool people well, and he wasted all the sympathy he got. Zachary Dose is trying to force himself to puke again. Tough to sleep with him next cell over, and that was on 2/4 at 1:38 p.m. 2:20 a.m. on 2/4. Darren White was making noises saying actually fucking correct. Dose started yelling about the N-word. Obviously, I can't even spell that word without fucking replacing the vowels with dots.
Nigger?
Please don't.
Is that the word?
Yeah, I don't like that word. I have OCD, so when somebody says that, I habitually say I don't like that word.
Okay.
And oftentimes when I say that, I deal with somebody who decides that means say the N-word every single fucking sentence. That's very common here in Tillamook. Oh, it just means ignorant. I don't give a shit. That's not how it's used in common vernacular. It says, and saying he's going to shoot my ass, calling inmates bitches, singing out of key about N-words and whores, threatened to send me to my maker, seems to think I'm interested in Kid Rock because I'm in the cell. Paul Duncan wrote Kid Rock all over.
I was in that cell too.
Yeah.
300.
Yep. So he keeps saying Kid Rock sucks, then goes back to the N-word crap. I pressed the call button to say 306 is going off, yelling again. Palomino said, I already let deputies know. He kept going off and pressed the button just to bug Palominos. Let's see. He keeps saying my name while being a racist shit. It's 2:30 a.m. He's still going off at 2:35 a.m. Darren joined in again, saying too fucking bad while Dose sings his hate words. At 2:04 at 2:55 a.m. Darren White yelling about fucking maggots. So Dose yells fucking and then F word for homosexuals. On
He's gay.
Depends on what day you ask him.
No, he is. He's been a really stupid man.
Well, I met a couple of the people he was in a relationship with. He doesn't put out. He fucking used them for their drugs.
No, he's put out to the bus driver guy.
Ah, all right. So it says 2/4 at 3:40 a.m. Dose beating on things, making odd noises. Now he's pretending to be hurting. He's kept me up all night again. At 4:10 a.m. sounds like Dose is choking himself. I press the call button to say it sounds like he's choking himself in 306. I don't remember the reply I got. Then Dose says, Schwartz, tell them Dose in 306 is committing suicide. So I pressed the button and told them what Dose asked me to. Deputies Weber and Junglings came to take Dose away. They put him in a wheelchair and took him to booking. Dose complained about his head hurting only after the deputies responded. I pressed the call button to say I had not treated Dose the way he treated me. I didn't make fun of him or tell him to shut the fuck up. I didn't threaten to kill him and his family, etc. Number 287 Mackenzie said, I appreciate you. Awful nice of her. But this is during the same week that he was threatening to kill her. It was also during the same week that Deputy Mike Reeves showed up to accuse me of messaging with Zachary Dose through my texting device to have her harmed outside of the facility. I'm like, are you
What?
fucking, yeah, dude? Fucking, they'll make up any goddamn thing they want. Cisco came to my cell one day and fucking slammed the glass real hard while turning on his camera. Wanted to accuse me of threatening to kill Lieutenant Silvera. Jesus fucking Christ. And then he called Jungling for Jungling to show up. So Jungling verified it for him. I'm like, Jungling, you weren't even fucking here. And what does he tell me? He says, well, the word of an officer is evidence enough. Swell. Fucking swell. So, my reality. It's right here. This is with Lieutenant Silvera. Type into me, Mr. Schwartz, the state has provided you with an attorney. Consult with your attorney. And my attorneys would all say it's not their job. All of them said it's not their job, with the exception of the last one who refused to look at any evidence, lied to me about looking at the evidence, lied to multiple others about looking at the evidence, and then was unprepared for court entirely. If it wasn't for the fellers here helping me out and Claire Jordan fucking putting in a minimalistic effort, I would have been completely fucked. It was literally between this from Deputy Taylor and the stuff from Claire Jordan and one other feller. Also, you might have noticed there's some what looked to be the text messages from the jail chirping devices. That's exactly what those print-offs are. Deputy Moody broke the facility rules to get me those so that I could turn in the Claire Jordan was letting me know about Joshua Keith Stromberg sexually assaulting her daughter, using drugs and alcohol. It wasn't even his daughter, and the people at CARE helped him to get like $3,800 to take these girls to Florida, and then he fucking couldn't keep his cock to himself.
Oh.
Yeah, so Deputy Moody was trying to help to turn that in. He also at one point was trying to help to turn in Lieutenant Silvera for retaliating against me for the Silvera jokes. I would have made Napoleon jokes, but I think Napoleon would have fucking squashed him. Fucking Christ. If he got into a fight with a mouse, I'm pretty sure the mouse would fuck him up. I was making fun of him for all the fucked up shit
Run out
he
to
was
Fred
doing.
Myers real quick and get that phone.
No, it's
Bring
all
it
right.
back.
We can do that tomorrow. I might actually run out there tomorrow morning while you're at court. That is super important, but if you're going to be coming back here after court, then I'll have it anyway. Just I was going to play the thing with Nathan, because I spoke to Nathan about one of these situations, and Nathan was telling me to spray him in the face with bear mace and telling me to taser him, and I told Nathan I've had the taser and the bear mace with me and ready every time he's assaulted me. I don't have it in me to fucking use them on him. Like, it's not like I was carrying this stuff because I wanted it. I carried it because it was hopefully deterrent from these people putting their nasty cockbeaters on me. But it's not deterrent if you never use it. And I've got about 70 recordings altogether where employees various employees at Safeway have those kind of ideas. I'm gonna stop this recording and then I'll start one that's not recording online. Um, that way we can listen to those. You can listen to the stuff with that lady whose autistic son was attacked for being a sexual predator or a homosexual or whatever excuse they gave him, because I've heard both of them. Um, one of these kids was beaten up for being a homosexual. Another kid was being beaten up because he looks like a pedophile. They're both autistic kids. There's three of them altogether, not all with the same lady. So obviously, I've had a stressful day. I've had to go through this stuff, watching those videos, reliving the assaults. I do need to show you how it all started. I know you had asked for that. So we'll actually do that in this link. Oh, come on. Fucking cheese and rice. Holy Christ. Also, I'll show you various threats from people going back all the way like for 10 years. The threats started over a year before Natalie was killed. I'll also show you the messages between me and Natalie so you can see that, yes, I did mention Zyler and why I mentioned him. And, when I mentioned Zyler to her, I never intended on it being a situation where her ex-boyfriend was, oh, come on now, page unresponsive. Is this one still working? Okay, good. I never expected Natalie's fucking ex-boyfriend who was beating on her and fucking doing heroin with her. I never expected that guy to start calling me up, accusing me of being a pedophile and a fucking rapist. I never expected him to be calling me up and telling me that he was gonna fucking kill me and my friends and family. I knew that they were stalking my Facebook because the people I was typing about on my Facebook are the people that he was threatening to kill. Where he fucked up was when he threatened to kill Zyler, because I didn't type Zyler's name on my fucking YouTube channel or on my Facebook. Oh, come on. You see, with having all of these things open, how long it takes to do anything now. But also, all of these are things I had intended on showing you. Fuck. All right. Come on. Maybe that'll work.
That's in front of First Christian Church.
Yeah. That's the sixth or seventh assault. That was the one that, the black lady that works in the deli, Miranda. Yeah, she was actually walking by and saw it, and she told me that she couldn't turn it in because earlier that day Safeway had already given her a warning because she'd been on my YouTube channel. All right, so now I showed you the video with Christian Alexander, right, where he was threatening to kill them youngins.
Yeah.
And I showed you the one where they were pulling their little mini KKK meeting.
Yeah.
And the bullhorn. Yeah. All right. So this one right here is the one where he beat on my vehicle twice, and John Stevens is in it. And so this one right here, this is the day it started. Oh, here's another one that was, this one was me 34 minutes ago showing some of these sites, because another one was just made not too long ago. I think that one might have been made a couple days ago. Like when these websites make one, they're doing the same thing that the ICSIS profiles are doing. They're basically making a bunch of clone profiles and dummy profiles and happy
Yeah,
spamming
they're
out
having
the same
AI do it, I
thing.
bet.
Yeah. So I'll pause it. We'll go all the way back to the beginning because at the very beginning, um, what had happened before it started, like I was saying, it takes a minute to get started. The longer or the more full the recording device is, the longer it takes to start it. And he had already threatened me with assault and accused me of uh, taking pictures of children's penises in the bathroom or some shit like that. And uh, he'd accused me of uh, killing somebody in Colorado. Like he was fucking pissed off and yelling like the whole time. Obviously, I can't run away, and you're gonna get to see a bunch of videos of him hit me in the back of the head after this. Fucking Christ.
And you know what?
None of it. He went to jail for. They finally arrested him and took him to jail, and I wasn't allowed access to anything because I was locked up. Like right after. You remember the one where he rode by me and said I was a fucking urchin? Yeah, I got arrested I got arrested the next day because the next day is when the Mossum thing happened. I'd only been out of jail for 5 days, and I had gotten assaulted my very first day out of jail. Matter of fact, one of the medical papers I'm going to show you shows that I got a head injury. I did go to the hospital. That was also, I went to the hospital, and then I got out of the hospital, and fucking Zachary Dose wouldn't leave me alone. Holy Christ. I got 2.5 hours of that guy talking about the fucking. We won't even get into that.
Nonsensical bullshit.
When a dude tells you that he's been convicted since he was 12 years old of raping his little sister, yeah, that's kind of a holy shit moment. And then I literally cannot beat him up if he tries to do something. Also, he already had a reputation for doing certain stuff, and I had to mind my P's and
Anything to
Q's.
munch on?
And he also admitted he was fucking strung out on methamphetamines. So that didn't improve the situation. I just bought two of these earlier. Um, I started eating one, but I don't have any teeth, so I just tear it off. The other one hasn't been touched. So, but he went back over there. When I pulled out my camera, he backed up and he went over there and was screaming from the corner. Now, I was told when this stuff happens, and you're going to get to hear that from Nathan and from Angie, and also from Lori Craig, and also from Miranda, and also from Candy. I've got recordings with all of them. All of them tell me to go into the Safeway. Same thing with Mary, and the same thing with um, all of the ladies who worked there at the Starbucks at the time. Miss Michael back where they make the cakes. Like pretty much everybody that worked there, except Eric, who's a fucking douchebag. Um, so yeah, this is the first day I met him. He started fucking screaming at me. You ready for me to press play?
Yeah.
All right. He walked into there. I started walking towards the door of the Safeway like I'm supposed to. If I turn my back, I got to worry he's going to hit me in the head. Most of the people that assault me punch me in the back of the head, not in the front. I can also show you, like I said, it's not just me they do this to. Anybody that they deem mentally ill, the homeless people fucking haunt like a motherfucker. Like, I've seen a lot of people out here who are really fucked up and got their own problems. And when that girl, Sarah Louise, was here, I'm not going to say she's not any more fucked up mentally than everybody else, but she's autistic. And nobody tried to get that. Nobody tried to understand that. And she took the brunt of a lot of fucking shit. And then people bitched that she was a wine tit. Most of these people, if they listen to themselves, like Sean, for example, Sean is not capable of coming off with the subject of Cassandra. He is incapable of it. Every single conversation is about that. Well, you know what he calls her.
I know her. I know him.
So, obviously
Look.
I'm trying to follow instructions. I also am using a cane. I can't run away from the dude. And I tried to head back to the phone, so now this wasn't even the first altercation that day. That's just the first altercation with him. And here you see when he goes back over there, that's when I take the opportunity to make a beeline for the Safeway door. That lady Christine, the one who keeps her hair in a tight ponytail and has blonde bangs. So she came out and she said no fighting. And then, what's her name? Christy, the redheaded lady.
Yeah.
She's super nice, but has the mother aspect about her.
Yeah.
She had her son tried running into the street, so she was able to run and catch him real quick before he ran out in front of a vehicle. It was a beautiful catch. So I made a statement to her about that, and I was obviously there to turn in cans, not there to fuck with Wolnez. I didn't know who the fuck he was. And if he hadn't gotten a hold of me using his own name, I still wouldn't know who he is. It's kind of like with Tim Beeson. He'd been harassing me over and over on the phone, but until he made a profile and harassed me with his own name, I didn't know it was Tim Beeson. I just knew it was somebody telling me it was Natalie's boyfriend and he was going to kill Zyler and he was going to kill Jamie and he was going to kill Jerry and he was going to kill all these other folks. I'm like, fuck. And the goddamn cops won't listen, and all my friends will do is talk over me and pretend like it's no big thing. A male being stalked, apparently that's a goddamn myth. This is like telling somebody that I'm a fucking unicorn. Like, no, I didn't say I was a fucking unicorn. I said I'm being fucking stalked. Big goddamn difference. What do you mean? I got to go to a therapist to turn in fucking stalkers? This is stupid. You can hear him still screaming in the background. So I'm not addressing him. It was her. I went over by her for my safety, but I also had the cans in my hand, and I decided that it was a good idea to allow this dude because obviously once he gets done getting the cans, what's he gonna do? He's gonna go inside of the fucking store. So I'm like, all right, I'll go across the street and wait for him to get done with his shit, and that's exactly what I did. And it like 2 minutes and 35 seconds into this, like I said, he started off calling me a druggie, lying about me, lying to other people about me. Did you hear that? Yeah, that I'm a pedophile. That's it. 2 minutes and 42 seconds into it. So I fucking left. I went completely away from him. Didn't want to be anywhere goddamn near the motherfucker. So let me make sure that maybe if I do newest. At 14:35, this is what, like I said, I've been following the goddamn instructions. I just get so many of these. By the time I'm able to go through any of these, and there's no possible way I can catch up. But I'm doing with the, oh, this is page 3 and 4. Page 1 and 2, page 1 right here. Please continue to locate the time within each video for hard evidence required by the police to file an investigation. I got this before I knew wolnez existed. This is from November of 2022. Wolnez started his shit on September 21st of 2023. This is less than 2 weeks before the A&E Murder on the 21st season 1 episode 1 came out. Like, my mom died about a month after this. And they say that it came out on the 29th of September, but it came out on the 27th of September. So this is less than a week before it came out. And this is literally how I met Andrew Wolnez, other than seeing him down there flirting with those girls. What's her name? Taylor? Is that right? Flirting with Taylor. I don't know how old she was.
She's like 15.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God, dude. She's fucking tall for a 15-year-old.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, they were saying all sorts of mean shit to her too. They were calling her Taylor Tuna and shit. But yeah, so yes, I did know who Andrew was sort of before that, because of the racists at the Tillamook Sporting Goods parking lot and him apparently flirting on an underage girl. Holy goddamn crap. I'm not fucking trying to defend myself by saying this or nothing, but I legit thought he was like 20, 21. Okay, when I found out his daughter was 20 years old,
No,
I
he's
was
like 40.
Well, his beard covers it well. He keeps his hat on. I'm sure he's probably got a beautiful head of hair under that.
Not really.
I don't know. But the other thing is, you're going to get to hear, you're going to get here that lady talking about trying to run over some other kids. You're also going to get here David and Jennifer both offering to go beat the hell out of Wolnez, and also telling me how much they've lost respect for me because I won't let them go beat the shit out of him. You're also going to get to hear a couple of other people that are schizophrenic trying to convince me that I should be okay with them talking about doing the nicest things they were talking about doing is putting a bunch of hungry rats in his truck. I don't even know if he has a fucking truck. But what I do know is that if somebody decides, and schizophrenics sometimes get that wild hair up their ass, goddamn well with that shit with Ryan Woods, he might be fine today and be not okay tomorrow. So if he does something like that, obviously I don't want any harm coming to Andrew Wolnez. In the video with Nathan, I tell him straight up, I'm not interested in any harm coming to these people. I'm not able to use my fucking pepper spray on Andrew Wolnez. I'm not able to force myself to use my bear spray or my fucking taser on him. I only bought this shit because you guys said that you weren't going to help me unless I was willing to help myself. And I wasn't trying to help myself if I wasn't defending myself. And I wasn't trying to defend myself if I didn't have this and this and this and this and this. I'm like, fuck, I'm spending all my goddamn money buying bear mace. Of course, if I don't have a cot, it means I'm not trying to help myself. And meanwhile, anybody that was in jail with me knows I sleep on the fucking floor. The only reason I sleep on this thing is because it gets to the point where there is so much shit in here that, not dookie, of course, but so many things that I can't lay on the floor because there's too much stuff there. And I can't pile. No, it doesn't actually. It stays very warm there. Huh? It gets breezy through here, but the blanket covers it, so I don't feel it. The issue with being on the floor is that if I'm on the floor, it means I have to take the time to take everything off the floor and put it on top of this, and then it falls on top of me at night. All of the papers get disorganized. I wake up at like fucking 2:30 in the morning to some asshole screaming, or somebody deciding that they're gonna rev up their vehicle as loud as they can while honking their horn, and I'm like, fuck. So after he called me a pedophile, now we're gonna get to see what he did. Is he hit me over and over and over again, but he kept on hitting my phone. And it takes like a minute for the phone to reset so that it'll start recording again. So you see like 5 pictures basically in the video. You see 5 different pictures in a row right after he starts hitting me. And there was actually 2 separate assaults that happened during that. So I'm going to play that now. And like I said, I put the little marker in it right here. Right, that part in the video. See, there's my bag of pants. I'm going back to turn in my pants. He's fucking mean mugging me. I put the camera down. Not look tight. Here, let's back it up a little bit. Yeah, you can. Let's see, 1435. He was coming towards me, not going towards that. There he hits me. There he fucking hits me again. You see how it's like 5 pictures in like a second. Yeah. He assaulted me. He assaulted me. He left, and then he came back and he was yelling at me, "Give me that goddamn camera."
You record whoever you want in public.
Well, I wasn't recording anybody
You were
in
talking to
public
the
until
camera.
he started fucking threatening to kill me and accusing me of killing a little girl in Colorado and being a child molester. Now he's claiming, of course, this is what he was claiming when he went into the Safeway and was screaming at the top of his lungs too. Was accusing me of raping my little sister. Like, you got to see the messages with my sister. Yeah, my sister fucking, she said that, she said, "Ew, that's gross. I'm not gonna fucking say that." Like, yeah, my sister's not gonna fucking accuse me of being a rapist.
No.
She said that she'd be willing to say that I molested her. I'm like, Tara, that doesn't fucking work. Like, if you say that I molested you, then
You're perpetuating a situation.
yeah, you're just making it worse. I'm still gonna be let free in like a year or two, and then they're still gonna go after you in Destiny. You're telling me that they're literally threatening to kill you in Destiny, so we got to do something about this. At that point, they weren't threatening her in real life yet. That was at my grandma's funeral in like April of 2018. Now, then the one that I was showing you where she was saying they came at her in person, yeah, that was in 2021.
Oh, cat meat.
Yep. So you see why I'm afraid?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they didn't just threaten to kill me. There's also the stuff with Nick and Sarah Bacon, and they talk about how the Bollingers and their friends and family were threatening to kill them and their kids. There's also Cara Rogers, who was claiming that her son is mixed, and that people were sending her pictures of her son with a rope around his neck.
Look.
Yeah, like I had at least 100 people who had offered to help me right after Natalie was killed. At least 100 of these people on the internet had told me. At least 100 people on the internet had told me that the Bollingers and their friends and family were threatening to kill them and their friends, and threatening to kill their families, and they were stalking, like, for example, Candace Bondurant, who I stayed with right after Natalie disappeared. Like, oh my God, getting into that situation is a different situation altogether. But you get to see, that's on September 21st of 2023. And then when you see Assaults 3, that's the literally the same day. And like I said, the stuff for Murder on the 21st, season 1, episode 1, obviously they hadn't aired it yet, but they were fucking advertising and blasting my face. And
Yeah, but see, can't they be held responsible for defamation of character?
no, they can't, not without a friend or family member helping to
Well,
turn
yeah.
it in. I'm in a constant state of crisis because I can't function because I still have to worry about Andrew Wolnez. I still have to worry that Chris Stafford still has access to firearms. And even though Chris Stafford apologized to me, and I'll play that for you too, because he admitted to the shit he did. Um, this.
What time is it?
It's 11:11. I'm sorry. I'm
It's okay.
shaking a bit, and I got a lot of emotions. I'm talking 400 miles an hour, and my voice is getting shaky, and I'm just take a few breaths. Again, I've been following the instructions all along, as you got to see with the stuff with the investigator and the stuff with Claire Jordan. Obviously, nobody tries to turn it in right away. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had 7 months worth of scrolling through on that one phone. 7 months of her claiming that she's going to help turn it in. And you can see every time that I send her that evidence, she either makes the excuse that she's sick or she's having to deal with the border police or she's dealing with another rape victim in Estes Park, Colorado. Like, Estes Park, Colorado is apparently the most rapey place in the country. She had to cancel all of our important meetings that took almost a year to get, or almost half a year to get. She had to ditch all of the important ones without becoming informed because 7 different girls came to her about being raped in 1 week. That's what prompted me to go, all right, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of her playing off the fact that, yes, I can verify the abuse at all of these different places did happen to me. And she claimed that those things were happening before I went to those places. And she was absolutely right about those places. So, yeah, that can help her out. But the thing is, she literally never sent me any evidence of any victim statement, anything whatsoever with any actual evidence. I'm showing you actual evidence. With her, I just had to take her word for it. And the fact is that she's continued to play on that. She's like we were reading on, what is it, page 2 of this? The one that says, oh, that's page 3. Where's page 2? God, I'm losing it. I'm freaking losing it, man. There's another copy of it in here somewhere. I know I made 5 copies. Here's some important ones. Those are nice. That's Zapata, Caroline Hindman texts. The stuff with Zapata not showing up. More Caroline texts. What's this one worth? Oh, more bullshit answers from him. Well, you remember the part where it said that we're at a higher risk for abuse if our caregiver or a family member, and then it gives list of what you said. It's list of excuses.
Yeah,
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody fucking gets cancer. Everybody's kid is fucking suddenly beaten up at school, or they gotta go turn in a fucking rapist, or anything.
I have to go home and go to bed.
All right.
I have to go get up for court in the morning.
At 8 o'clock, yes, sir.
Yeah.
You did spend a lot of time with me today. I'm going to see how long of time I've wasted with you. I'm still pensive about it. 2 hours. All right. So you have a 20 left over from the yesterday thing. So I owe you 20, and I do have 20 in my pocket. Thank you for spending the time to listen. Tomorrow's Monday.
Yeah.
So when you get off of there, we can look at the important videos so that you know the TSCC stuff and the cop stuff, and then we can try to turn that in. Hopefully this situation will result in Andrew Wolnez just knocking his shit off, and the police ended up in prison where they belong.
Yeah.
Did I say that out loud? I'm fucking so sick and tired of goddamn pedophiles,
Yeah.
motherfucking rapists, people who are violent against disabled people, and crooked ass motherfucking cops. Just because a police officer said it doesn't make it fucking evidence.
Or
If
make
a
it
police
true.
officer says that I'm delusional about Andrew Wolnez fucking hitting me, and you can see that Andrew Wolnez fucking hit me, yeah, that's not a goddamn delusion. You can also see that he's been at it, that he's using Natalie Bollinger as his excuse from day one, and of course, that's not a delusion.
No.
Sorry,
What's
I was gonna pull my
delusion
money out.
on their part is that you did something about it, that you had anything to do with it.
Well, I did do something about it. I fucking
No,
spoke
you didn't
out.
kill her.
Well, of
That's what I'm
course
saying.
not. And I also didn't kill Selena Not Afraid, and I didn't kill Rayanne Ingersoll. I didn't kill Christine Buhit. I didn't kill any of those people. But since Natalie was killed, all of a sudden people feel real liberal about any missing person I post about that ends up dead, I must have killed. They also accused me of killing Alicia Bollinger, and she's still alive. She was just going on a fucking two-state
bender.
drug spree with her dad. Yeah, and then she ended up missing, and I had to deal with people threatening to kill my friends and family again, which is really scary. But she was missing again, like as I was getting off the goddamn bus.
Fuck.
All right, be safe. Did I give you that 20?
Thank you. I'll
Yes,
be by
sir.
tomorrow, okay?
Absolutely. Oh, did your phone work? Is there a way you can get it to work to call me tomorrow?
Well, when I called from my house phone, it told me that this number cannot be dialed. This number cannot be dialed at this time. Please hang up and call again later. I don't know what that means.
What the fuck? Yeah, it's
Like maybe we don't have long distance.
so a lot of the people. No, I absolutely do. A lot of the
No, me.
people that I've been talking to have had issues like that, and they tend to have this idea that it's the FBI. But I try to steer clear of saying that because then I get accused of being delusional and thinking that aliens are hovering around my space.
No, it's something funky. You're not the only cell phone I tried to call doing that.
Well, most of the time it's just a fucking cell phone error or a cell phone tower that's gone down.
Network error.
Yeah. Someone called himself Princino. Do what?
Huh?
I said, do what?
Say good night.
Oh, good night, Brian, and thank you again. I'll try not to have anxiety about you tomorrow.
Huh?
I said, I'll try not to have anxiety about you tomorrow.
Okay.
Here it is. Abuse may also occur with caregivers who are under great stress. This may be due to financial, marital, or work problems, a recent decline in health, or loss of a loved one. And that's what Brian was calling the excuse list, which I tend to agree. The second one, it says, have a history of mental illness such as depression or mental disability. Those are acceptable, and there are more than one person in this town who have offered to help me who have exactly those issues, and I am more lenient about that. Because Cynthia informed me that her husband had schizophrenia, It's a situation where I am far more kind about the situation with him than I am about the situation with Andrew Wolnez. John Photius is easy to manipulate. He doesn't necessarily know what's going on all the time. He kind of relies on his wife to let him know. Rightfully so. I mean, look at the kind of stuff that he does when he's not with her. Now, she's not happy with me because, well, those messages that people were sending me telling me that they were going to dismember my niece and send me pictures of their cock in her open gutted rib cage. That's what I was freaking out about before I got arrested. It was that situation, the situation with Mossam Vajan, the situation with Andrew Wolnez and his son's friends, the situation with Chris Stafford on top of that. Fuck. So yeah, the stuff that I'm sending, I'm making sure that I show him what I'm doing. I did give him a quick primer before we got started on this. The stuff that the police in Colorado wanted to pretend were delusions. Things that the police in Nebraska wanted to pretend were delusions. Things that police here in Oregon want to pretend are delusions. And you guys get to see it right here with your own two goddamn eyeballs. Jesus Christ, we're some lucky some bitches, ain't we? We can look this up with the magic of our fingertips. Is it really magic? No, it's technology. But if you were to take this back in time just 30 years, people would be completely fucking baffled with what you just did. It would be the equivalent of magic in the early 90s, even the mid 90s. What the fuck is that? Take it back to the Middle Ages. Oh, yeah, for damn sure, until you run out of power. Unlike many of these people who are supposedly sane, I'm able to differentiate between reality and fantasy. I know that when I'm playing Star Trek Online, which I love the ship battles, not the ground game. Why did I love the ship battles? Because I don't have to see any of the avatars die. It's just a fake CGI ship model. No problem. That's pretty cool. Same thing with War Thunder, you know. It's just a tank. You don't see any actual people. You put it on low graphics because you're using a cheap computer. That's kind of what I'm stuck with. But I get to fly my airplanes and die due to packet loss. And of course, there's all them situations where you think you're going to do great because you're in Zhukovsky's biplane and you got them rapid fire machine guns, and it's a biplane, so you can outmaneuver everything in the game. There is nothing in the game that can take you in one of those. Damn. Well, at least not at that low of a battle rating, and those of you who have played War Thunder know what I'm talking about. But you're not seeing any people dying. So I'm going to play for him. I'm going to make a compilation video for him with the different people who have spoken about, well, some of them actually attempting to harm people for harming their children, for being autistic. So there's also at least half a dozen people just in the last month and a half who have threatened violence against Andrew Wolnez when he was caught violating the protection order and walking by where I live. Yeah, I got those recordings. I'm also having to do something that's stupid. The cops want to tell me that the reason that Andrew's doing this stuff is because I was recording. No, he started this stuff before I started recording. He started this crap before I started recording. I started recording because of the threats and him claiming I was a pedophile and saying I killed a little girl in Colorado, trying to say that I was taking pictures of little boys' winkies in the Safeway bathroom. Like, the dude just had a fucking list a mile long. That's why when I was able to get it started, I was going to let him go off on his bullshit again. He's still going off on his bullshit. And people keep saying, why don't you sue? Why don't you sue? Because I can't get somebody to help me turn it in so that I'm not treated like it's a schizophrenic goddamn delusion. Holy hell. This has been the issue since over a year before Natalie fucking got shot in her goddamn head. Fucking creepy ass goddamn stalkers like Tim Beeson. Reminds me of Robert Farnsworth. Reminds me of Ted Bollinger. Reminds me of Andrew Wolnez. Reminds me of Chris Stafford. Reminds me of Mossam Vajon. Are you seeing a fucking pattern here?